Today I'm going to share with you how to make a beautiful floral arrangement. Now, if you're looking to become a florist, this probably isn't the video for you. But if you're like me and you plant lots of flowers in your yard and you just want to be able to create a beautiful arrangement for your home or maybe to give to family and friends, then I can help you out. I've got lots of tips and tricks and information to share with you today so that you can make gorgeous floral arrangements. First, you'll need to collect your flowers and greenery. If you are gathering them from your yard, the best time to cut them is in the morning when it is cool outside. Make sure to take a bucket or pitcher of water with you and place them directly in the water after cutting. If you don't have clippers, sharp scissors work as well. One of my favorite places to collect greenery for arrangements is in my herb garden. Clippings from bushes and trees in your yard will work as well. Once you bring the flowers inside, you'll need to clean them. This means removing the lower leaves and in some cases all the leaves. If you leave the leaves on, the water in the vase will turn green, slimy, and start to stink. Also, the more leaves on the stem means the more water the flower will need in order to stay hydrated. There is less stress on the bloom when there are less leaves. Let's talk about containers real quick. Pretty much anything will work as long as you can place a watertight container in it, even if it's simply a jar. Baskets, boxes, and dishes are all great options. If your dish is shallow, that's okay, just use some floral foam. There are 4 main elements in a bouquet. The first thing you'll need to add is greenery. I've had so much fun experimenting with different options from my yard. I grew some Dusty Miller this year. You can also buy greenery like this eucalyptus from places like Trader Joe's. Herbs like sage, mint, and oregano have been my favorite so far. And like I said before, clippings from trees and bushes work well too. Today I'm going to make 5 different bouquets and I'll walk you through the process and show you examples of all the elements. Here I'm adding mint as my greenery. I add this first because it gives the rest of the bouquet support and helps the flowers stay in place. And man, does it smell good! The second element is the focal flower. These are things like dahlias, roses, daisy, and zinnias. They're going to be the biggest blooms in your arrangement and the star of the show. In this bouquet, I'm using coral zinnias. Anytime your blooms have been out of the water for any amount of time, make sure to clip the ends again at a 45-degree angle. I learned this from a cute florist named Heather when I worked at a floral shop. It keeps the flowers fresh so the ends don't dry out. And if you bought your flowers from a store, always clip the ends before putting them in a vase as well. The third element is filler flowers. These are things like carnations, feverfew, pincushion flowers, baby's breath, and yarrow. These guys are the supporting actors and they fill in any gaps. They also add in extra color and texture. I'm adding in some feverfew, which is an herb. It resembles chamomile. I love the little daisy-like flowers. You can add in more than one type of filler flower. I chose to use feverfew and pincushion flowers for this bouquet. The last element is a line flower. They are things like snapdragons, stock, salvia, delphiniums, or veronica like shown here. I love that they poke out from the bouquet. They give the arrangement dimension and character. You don't have to have them poke out as much as I have these guys doing here. Just play around and have fun. Speaking of fun, I don't like to use the word rules when it comes to creative endeavors, because it can kind of cause us to get stuck. In the next few arrangements, I don't really follow all the rules, but the bouquets are still really beautiful. My Dusty Miller didn't grow very tall this year, but they are perfect for this smaller arrangement, and the silvery gray pairs perfectly with these pink zinnias. Here's an example of me kind of breaking the rules. Instead of a traditional line flower, I'm using these globe amaranth to be the element that pokes out from the bouquet a bit. Then I'm adding in some pincushion flowers to finish it off. For smaller arrangements, I typically like to use less types of flowers to keep it from being too busy. Let's speed things up a bit, but keep an eye out for all the elements used in this next bouquet. It felt kind of weird at first using spring tulips with summer zinnias, but thanks to the grocery store, it's tulip season here today. Once again, I used Gomphria, or globe amaranth, as the quote line flower. They are a favorite of mine. Pale pinks and peaches will always be my favorite color combination. And for this little cutie, I really threw all the rules out the window. I used my oregano, which is flowering, so we're just going to count this as greenery and the filler flower. These red lime zinnias are absolutely gorgeous and they look great with the brass vase. Those little spiky balls came from my cone flowers. For this last one, I decided to try something new and go outside of my comfort zone. I used a very shallow dish and was going to attempt to make one of those non-symmetrical arrangements. I added foam to not only allow me to add many flowers to the small dish, but the foam has been soaked in water so it will keep the flowers hydrated as well. You'll still need to add water when you're done. Any guesses what this fern-like foliage is that I'm using? If you guessed carrot tops, you are correct. Kinda weird, but they last a long time in the vase. The other leaves are from my perennial blue geranium. I used zinnias and cosmos as my focal flowers, and pincushion buds and billy balls as my filler flowers. I'm a little on the fence with this one. I think I still need some more practice with this type of arrangement.
I hope that was helpful. Please let me know down in the comments below if you found any of this information helpful, and don't forget to subscribe.
Follow for more home decor ideas and check out the blog for even more details. There's a link in the description below.